Really? Are you kidding me right now?
But yeah.
So what was the reason I didn't get hired?
And you still might not make it past 30-day evaluation.
But then in the back of my brain, it's like, nope.
I feel a little defeated, I gotta be honest with you.
So I applied for a job at TJ Maxx a few weeks ago and they denied my application. So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired? And she was like, oh, like you just like don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had like more experience than you. But those signs have been up for months.
Gee, I don't know. Maybe it's the satanic iconography all over your neck? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show. Listen, we're going to be looking at people that are having a difficult time getting a job because they've got visible tattoos like all over the place. So let's get into it. Let's jump into that liberal pool of madness right now. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
So my interview for Starbucks was at 2 o'clock. It is now 2:03. And I'm back in the car.
Wow. That's never a good sign.
Starbucks has a corporate policy where you can't have face tattoos.
Yeah, that's probably a good policy. They don't want people with UFOs tattooed to their forehead.
Not even if I wore makeup.
Yeah, that wouldn't be better.
I asked them about that.
Yeah. That's a no-go.
I feel a little defeated, I gotta be honest with you.
I just got rejected from Target. Really? Are you kidding me right now? I can't work at Target? All I want to do is stock shelves for $15 an hour. That's the bare minimum. And you won't hire me. I have ADHD. I have top-tier organizational skills, and I'm timely for everything. All I need is a job to get me out of debt, and Target won't hire me. What does that say about our job market right now? If I wasn't making content for brands on the SideShift app right now, I would have no money. I would have nothing. And I have been able to make money from home. Why do I even want a job at Target at this point? Is this normal?
Yeah.
Have you guys experienced this too? Because I'm tired of applying to jobs just to get denied. If you guys know of any place that's hiring, please let me know.
Man, I went to this interview. Well, it was a hiring event at Wally's. I saw the job on Indeed. I read the description and everything seemed like a good fit. I was like, I have experience, like five years. I don't know. But I filled out a paperwork and then they get back to me. And they tell me that tattoos are a violation of their policy. But in the description, it didn't say anything about tattoos. And this is my first time hearing about Wally's. I literally found it on Indeed. But yeah, the description didn't say anything about tattoos being a violation. So as soon as I get out of there, I looked it up. And in fact, it did say that face tattoos and neck tattoos aren't allowed. So I just went there to waste my time, honestly. If they had that in the description, I wouldn't have went. Or, I don't know, I guess I didn't do enough research. But I ended up being disappointed because what the fuck?
If you're new here, welcome to the Dave Show. And if this feels like your kind of daily therapy, hit subscribe. Come hang out with us. We're here Monday through Friday. All right, let's get on with the rest of the show.
I just got a call asking if I want to take this extra shift and in an event. It was a one-day thing, and I said, well, why not? I'm free tomorrow. Extra money. Who doesn't want it? Who doesn't need it? But something clicked, and I asked the girl if they were okay with me having a visible tattoo. And then she was like, oh, what you have? And I said, well, I have a hand tattoo. Since I started working for the agency, I always had tattoo. And then she's like, oh, this client specifically doesn't want anyone with visible tattoos. I rejected just because I have a hand tattoo. It was a 1 day only. And they said no. And the thing is that when I decided doing this tattoo, that wasn't the main reason. It was a way of selecting companies that I wanted to work with, work with and work for. And
yeah, that's obviously what you did. It was a way to thin the herd, so to speak, of jobs she did not want to work for. Yeah.
Because I don't want to be in a work environment where people are going to judge me just because I have a tattoo.
What do you do for a living?
I don't work.
So what do you do during the day?
Nothing.
You don't want to work?
No.
Niggas be like, yeah, I went and got a face tat, so I don't gotta go get a 9 to 5.
What the hell did you just say?
Nigga, what? You could've just not applied. What the fuck? You know, on top of that, nigga, in this economy, you know how hard it is to get a fuck job? Nigga, you gotta know somebody that knows somebody to get in that bitch, nigga. And you still might not make it past 30-day evaluation. Bro, what? Nigga, nowadays, you can literally blow up off rap before you go bubble a 9 to 5. What are you talking about?
Someone told me different. A hand tattoo equals 0 employment. What employer is hiring a person with a hand tattoo, especially the bone tattoo, bro? Because every single person that I've met with a hand tattoo is a menace to society, bro. Wallahi, if I'm an employer and a candidate has a hand tattoo and another candidate doesn't, and they're literally the same person within like grades and whatever, I'm hiring the guy without the hand tattoo, bro. I'm telling you, this hand tattoo just shows that you're just a menace, bro. I'll be real. Like, I beg someone tell me one sane person with a hand tattoo, bro. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this hand tattoo just screams, I'm a menace to society.
I'm not going to argue with anything that guy just said. However, come on, that hand tattoo is pretty cool. I mean, it looked pretty dope.
I was asked by a job to wear gloves to cover up my tattoos. Let's talk about it. I had 2 job interviews lined up. The first one, she was 10 minutes late and didn't even tell me. I had to ask her where she was. First red flag. Second red flag, she didn't even apologize or acknowledge the fact that she was late. We were talking, it was going pretty well. The interview's almost over and she goes, okay, I want to set up an interview with my boss. However, I noticed that you have a nose ring. Are you willing to take that out? I said, no, but I typically wear a mask when I go out. This was 2022 and I was still wearing one. And she goes, I also see you have tattoos on your hands. Are you willing to wear gloves? And I was like, that's something that I would have to think about. The answer was no. She didn't notice I also have one on the side of my neck, so at this point I would have to wear like a full-on cat suit. And I just felt so icky after that interview. And the interview I had right before that was the interview with the job that I currently have now, where I don't have to cover any of my tattoos or piercings. I actually encourage self-expression. I know not everybody has the means to turn down a job for that reasoning, but when I got my fingers and hands tattooed in 2020, I vowed to myself that I wouldn't ever take a job that didn't let me be me, because I wasn't going to waste any time in my life trying to hide being me.
It's kind of crazy how you can still get rejected from a job just for having tattoos or piercings in the big 2026. Like, I understand their reasoning is, oh, we don't want to be unprofessional, or like, that's not the image we want our company to portray. But then it's like, why? Why is it unprofessional? Like, you're just associating stereotypes with people who have tattoos or piercings. And I get it's not the same as like stereotyping someone of a certain like race, for example. You know, they're born with that. They can't control that. You know, you are making the conscious decision to get a tattoo or piercing. And you know, like, there can be consequences with it. But still, it's like, why? Why are we associating all these stereotypes with people who have gotten tattoos or piercings? And I don't know, I just feel like there's bigger fish to fry. I don't know, me personally, if someone was trying to apply for a job at my business and I found out they had shot their 14-month-old dog, I don't know if I'd want them around. Or like, forbid someone applied who had been best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for like 10 or 15 years. I don't know, personally, wouldn't want to do that. Good thing we don't have to worry about that, though. That'd be crazy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
After 6 months of sending literally hundreds of applications and spending countless hours job searching, believe me when I tell you, do not get the tattoo. They're right. You'll never get a job if you get tattoos. Don't get any visible tattoos. You can't be tattooed and employed.
Here are 5 tattoos you're guaranteed to regret in the next 5 years. Up first, any hands, neck, or face tattoos. Now look, they call these tattoos job stoppers for a reason. Sure, these tattoos may seem bold and edgy, but the issue is they do limit job opportunity, and when you have these types of visible tattoos on your body, the world looks at you differently. So in 5 to 10 years, you may not
Really think someone's gonna look at that guy differently? I don't know, it looks like that'd be pretty painful to get. You ask me.
not want something that visible on that part of your body, so just don't do it. Number 2, cyber sigilism.
Oh yeah, cyber sigilism. That's that was definitely number 2 on my list.
Cyber sigilism is like the hot tattoo trend right now, and it was huge in 2025, and you're going to see it a lot more in 2026. With that said, I can't help but think that cyber sigilism is going to end up the same way that tribal tattoos did. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and then tribal tattoos went from cool to cringe, and I think that cyber sigilism is heading down that same path. Up next are hyper-realistic color tattoos. These tattoos will have your jaw on the floor because of how amazing they look when they're fresh. But here's the thing, color is known to fade fast, and those details will start to blur. Tattoo artists say that people come in and get these tattoos, love them at first, but then 5 to 10 years later, they're either getting them fully touched up or covering them up completely. Up next are tattoos of brand logos. Now look, unless you own the company yourself, why the hell are you getting a brand logo tattooed on you? You know how many people out there will get like a Supreme logo tattooed on them because they think it's just a cool tattoo to get, but then later on when they grow up,
I have no idea what Supreme even is. I think I'm too old. Okay.
They question their decisions and end up regretting it like crazy. Yeah, don't be one of them.
You know what I was not prepared for is, as a millennial, growing up, the discourse around don't get tattoos that are visible, you'll never get a job if you have tattoos, etc., to now the absolute flip where so many people I work with have sleeves that I feel left out. And I've always wanted a sleeve, so I'm like, I guess, you know what, this is a sign. But then in the back of my brain, it's like, nope, because as soon as you get that sleeve, you're gonna get fired and you'll go to a company where they are totally against tattoos. Ugh. And I hate that it's ingrained in me, because if it wasn't, I would have already had a sleeve by now. But I was not prepared for that flip of a switch.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Well, some industries don't care if you have tattoos. For instance, when I was in the gaming industry, the first studio I worked at, they could care less if you had tattoos. In fact, 2 people at that studio that I became very good friends with, at first glance, you would think they would kill you at a moment's notice, but they turned out to be 2 of the nicest people I've ever known. So don't judge a book by its cover. Today's episode is sponsored by @MelissaSullivan5899. Thank you very much, Melissa, for your ongoing support of the show, and I hope you're having a great day. And for all those in the Producers Club, thank you very much for your support.
I'm always going to be mad about the alt fad pipeline in 2020 to 2023 because
It's very specific, but okay.
always grew up as an alternative kid. And then I had this short period of time where I was a bit more trad because, you know, I was starting to get older and I was going to join the workforce.
Yeah.
And then 2020 rolled around and everyone decided that being alt was the thing. So then I was just rejoicing. I was like, oh my God, everyone came to their senses. They realized that being alt is cool and having an actual fashion, you know, sense of fashion for yourself is awesome. Self-expression is cool. And silly me forgot that the world is ever changing and does not ever stay one way. But I really thought that the world was moving in a more positive direction. I thought the fact that everyone was so scared they were gonna die from COVID, it kind of like enlightened them and they were like, wow, these things don't matter. Septum theory doesn't matter. The fact that women get tattoos or people in general get tattoos doesn't matter. People can work regardless of if they have metal in their face or art on their hands. So silly of me. Because as COVID has gone away, so has the alt fad. But I already went crazy and ruined myself with tattoos. And I already know I'm gonna get a bunch of right-wing people like laughing at me like, ha ha ha. Tattoos are permanent, who knew? I knew. The problem is...
We all knew, but, you know, I mean, I guess you could get them lasered off now, so that's an option.
Is I wouldn't have to care about it if you didn't. Why do you care? Why do you think it has anything to do with my ability to perform a job? If anything, it should show you that I worked enough hours to pay the thousands of dollars that I did to put this shit on my body. This shit is not cheap.
That's true too. It's pretty mind blowing how expensive some of these tattoos are, depending on what you want.
You're gonna tell me that you're gonna walk into a business and not want to talk to the girl with a frog on her hand and a butterfly on her face? Are you
That's a good point.
joking? Do you hate joy?
I do. I hate it with a passion.
I already know the answer to that question. Anyways, if you're still young, don't get tattoos. People are gonna tell you that the world is progressing. People don't care that much about tattoos anymore. I saw a guy in corporate that had a sleeve on his arm. Don't do it. It's a trap.
And now, hard truths.
What's up? It's your favorite Army recruiter, Sergeant First Class Sarah Scott, here in New York City. I'm coming at y'all with a PSA, particularly to my younger people.
Yeah.
Who maybe they're in high school, about to graduate, or recently graduated. I don't know what it is about this generation and face tattoos. I need y'all to stop, please. Face tattoos are one of the main things that are going to disqualify you from a lot of opportunities with city-state jobs and also the military. Face tattoos, please think twice. Get it on your arm or your leg, something. Why not try somewhere else? Face tattoos, I just have a lot of, especially young people that come to me and they want to join the Army, but they have big face tattoos or maybe like above their eyebrow or something. Like usually it's really something like bigger, not really the little tiny ones. But regardless, please don't get a face tattoo. Get a tattoo on your arm or your leg.
It's always a good idea when buying a used vehicle to go and physically inspect the vehicle before you purchase it, just to see if there's any trouble areas. Check it out.
Just picked up this super clean Range Rover. Other than right here, this missing part, and then the side window's a little bit cracked. Other than that, though, it's looking really clean.
Well, it looks like that'll just buff right out. I wouldn't worry. I know a guy. And finally, my friends, talking about don't judge a book by its cover, this next lady has had a life-altering experience when encountering her first red hat.
So I'm at the gas station, no biggie, right? So I just had my first interaction with a red hat, right? A red hat. So I'm going in there. I want to get me a little brownie or something before I start my shift. And he held the door open for me. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he was like, no problem, sweetie. It's like, you guys are actually nice. Like, I thought you hated us. Like, you're nice people? You actually believe in chivalry? Well, you look at that, huh? I guess it's not all of them. Oh, all right then. See, I don't even know how to act because I was expecting a hostile situation. Okay.
Yeah, we're all actually pretty nice. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. Thank you for spending time. I do appreciate it. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, slap that bell around so you're always notified. And if you have an extra hype, I'll totally take it. And until the next episode, stay safe and have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.